Hey everyone, this is your stimulus check update, second stimulus check update and stimulus package update for Thursday, October 8th. This video is for those of you on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and VA benefits, and for anyone else wondering about the second stimulus check and the stimulus package negotiations. In this video, I'll be going over the following topics. First off, President Trump reversed course Tuesday after sending out his initial tweet calling off the stimulus negotiations. He followed that up with other tweets that were basically saying, okay, Congress, let's get some deals done. So we're going to talk about that. Now we're going to talk about Stephen Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi, who are meeting again today after meeting again yesterday. However, they may not be talking about the stimulus check deal after all. And last of all, we're going to talk about what Nancy Pelosi is saying about the tweets that President Trump sent out and how she feels about piecemeal bills. To those of you that have subscribed to my channel, thank you once again for watching and welcome back. And if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And if you find this content helpful, please hit the like button so that YouTube will share this video with others like you. So the massive news I shared yesterday was that President Trump had tweeted out that he was calling off negotiations between his side, his representative Stephen Mnuchin, with Nancy Pelosi on the next stimulus package deal. That was the huge news that kind of broke Tuesday afternoon, and I talked about this in my video yesterday. This tweet led many to believe, including me, that the stimulus package negotiations were basically done and that they were finished completely. However, later in the day, President Trump started tweeting once again, and he started tweeting basically asking for more stimulus and basically asking that Congress act and actually pass some stimulus checks and some other stimulus. He seemed to be asking for piecemeal bills, or basically bills that would focus on certain areas one by one and then pass those each on their own rather than as a comprehensive package. First off, he tweeted calling on Congress to send relief to the airline industry as well as small businesses. The airline industry is set to furlough over 30,000 employees this week. Both bailouts for the airlines as well as small business PPP loan funding are two things that both sides have already agreed to and basically said that they want in the next stimulus package. However, this next tweet was the one that I think most people were more excited about, and that was the one talking about $1,200 stimulus checks. He called for $1,200 stimulus checks when he said, "If I am sent a standalone bill for stimulus checks, $1,200, they will go out to our great people immediately. I'm ready to sign right now. Are you listening, Nancy?" President Trump has asked for piecemeal bills in the past, but Nancy Pelosi has always shot down that idea of separate bills for specific items. And according to Bloomberg.com, Nancy Pelosi did disparage the idea of just sending out stimulus checks without the other relief Democrats have been seeking. And after being asked whether some relief is better than no relief, Nancy Pelosi said while on The View, "No, I don't think so. I think it is a missed opportunity." So basically, as I've talked about before, Nancy Pelosi is continuing to use the stimulus checks because she knows that that is a very popular thing with both sides. She's using stimulus checks as a negotiation tactic and as a bargaining chip, basically saying, hey, we aren't going to give you stimulus checks if you don't give us all of the rest of the things we want in the next stimulus proposal. And she's reiterated that multiple times when she said, basically that no deal is better than a smaller deal or a deal that doesn't include everything they want in the next stimulus package. Both sides already agree on a $1,200 stimulus check, so I think it's very frustrating that it's being used as a bargaining chip. People's lives in America are not bargaining chips. People need that $1,200, and to use it to basically further, probably both sides are using it to further their agendas and using it as a bargaining chip to try and get other things passed is really frustrating. She also reiterated on The View that she does not want stimulus checks to go out with President Trump's name on it. So that is another reason why I think Nancy Pelosi does not want to send out stimulus checks, especially without all of the other things tacked on that she wants to get passed. So I've made this plea before, but I'm going to make the plea again. Congress, just pass a bill with $1,200 stimulus checks in it. There are millions of Americans that need that $1,200 and millions of Americans that are struggling right now. I've heard from people that are being kicked out of their homes, that don't have enough money for food and don't have enough money for basic necessities of life. And I'm really sick of you guys in Washington playing politics and playing political games, trying to one-up the other one when American people's lives and their livelihoods are at stake right now. So Congress, just pass a bill with $1,200 stimulus checks already. So Stephen Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi have been the main negotiators in these stimulus talks. And they actually did meet again yesterday, despite what President Trump said the previous day about breaking off talks. However, the bad news is, when they were meeting yesterday, they were basically only talking about bailouts for the airlines. While the airline industry may be in need of some help, I think the American people are more important, and the American people are the ones that really need the help through unemployment benefits, through stimulus checks, through rental assistance, and the other provisions that have been in some of the previous stimulus proposals that have been put out there. There is at least one Republican senator and others that are calling for Congress to renew their efforts, but this time to talk about the Problem Solvers Caucus plan and to discuss that plan. That's the plan that I've been the biggest fan of, and I've talked about that multiple times on my channel. That one included a $1,200 stimulus check now and an additional $1,200 stimulus check in March of 2021 if the economy still hasn't recovered. That plan cost about $1.5 trillion and went up a little bit from there with boosters. But it was a plan that was proposed by a bipartisan effort of Republicans and Democrats in the House of Representatives. And Senator Lindsay Graham tweeted out his support, saying, "Strongly recommend all my colleagues and President Trump look at the House Problem Solvers bipartisan $1.5 trillion stimulus relief package. It has many good things for individuals and businesses." So I agree with Lindsey Graham here. Take a look at the Problem Solvers Caucus plan once again. That's the plan that had the best compromise on basically everything. It had state and local government funding, but not so much that the Republicans wouldn't go for it. It had unemployment insurance, but it had $450 per week unemployment insurance, but then up to $600 per week, or up to what somebody was making at their previous job. It had compromises on all the areas that both sides can't agree to right now. So I agree. I think they need to relook at the Problem Solvers Caucus deal. It also included rental assistance, increases in SNAP and WIC benefits. It included PPP funding for small businesses, and of course state and local government funding. It was all in there. But the other thing it did was it did so without a lot of extra wasteful spending. Unfortunately, the leaders in the House of Representatives never took that bill seriously and basically dismissed it as not something that's realistic. I thought it was one of the best bills that we've seen and one of the best compromises we've seen for the next stimulus package. So anyway, that's where we're at with talks right now. They are going on still between Nancy Pelosi and Stephen Mnuchin. However, those talks don't seem to be focusing on an overall comprehensive package. Nancy Pelosi has said she doesn't want piecemeal bills, but it does seem like she does approve of some piecemeal bills, like the post office funding, which they did a few weeks ago, as well as it sounds like she's willing to do a piecemeal bill for the airline industry as well. But stimulus checks is something she won't do on a piecemeal bill because she's using that as her main bargaining chip. That is really frustrating and maddening that the $1,200 stimulus checks are being dangled as a carrot for both sides to use as a bargaining chip, while American people are struggling to make rent, to pay for food, and just to live their lives. So Congress, figure out a deal, get $1,200 stimulus checks, get all the other things that we are asking for, and get it done in a deal soon. Thank you once again for watching. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you again soon.